My name's Marvin Abrinica. I'm the CFO here at Esoteric Brewing Company, and I'm also the CEO of Wunderfund, which is a regulation crowdfunding platform. So I grew up in a neighborhood that was relatively monochromatic, in a very kind of upper mid-class neighborhood here in Cincinnati. And, most of the kids in my graduating class, I'll tell you, there were 5 Asian kids in my graduating class of over 400, and 2 of them were twins. So it was like, there's really only, 3 other families besides ours. When you grow up in 2 worlds, if you will, you kind of stand on the edge between, let's say, Asian culture and then Western culture. And in many ways, like, my friends used to joke that I was a coconut because I was like brown on the outside, but like pretty white on the inside. It's because I played sports and, I did a lot of things with my friends. And at the same time, I would come home and have we'd have dinner, and sometimes you'd have like a full fish, like in display, and like a fish head and all these other things. And it's like these 2 worlds will collide, where people and your friends would come over, they'll open up your refrigerator, they'll see these things. And at the same time, they're just your buddies and you're playing video games together. And so you have this kind of awareness that's built up where you recognize that, at least I did, that I was different, but at the same time, I was very similar to these folks. And, I think that exposure goes both ways. So for me, being exposed to those folks, but them being exposed to this culture was really awesome because it gave them a bit of cross-cultural communication so that they could grow up a little bit more tolerant as they got older. And for me, that's also been part of my narrative, has always been connecting to people from different backgrounds. A lot of the friends that I had, as I said, growing up, because there weren't many of us who were minorities, we all hung out together. And that was kind of part of the upbringing that kind of brought me to this place. And so coming into what I'm doing now at Esoteric, I met my business partner here, Brian, who's the first Black brewer here in Cincinnati. He's one of only 5 Black brewers in Ohio. And we're the first Asian and Black-owned brewery in Ohio. We commissioned Brian's uncle, who created all the pieces here, and they're all historical figures from mid-century. So you got people like Duke Ellington back here. You'll find Bessie Johnson, who was the first African-American woman in flight. Then you'll even see a lot of characters in here who are Native as well, and Filipino, as well as you'll see a picture of Bruce Lee in here. It was like somebody that we just like look at as a hero as well. And for us, and these are the nods to our heritage that we're kind of melding together. So when I think about raising kids and our future generations here, especially as an Asian American, I always think about what is the contribution that we have to the world? What's our purpose here? And it doesn't matter whether it's like you're Black or white or Asian or Hispanic. It doesn't matter from that standpoint. What does matter is that you're always keeping your eye on a prize, and you have a goal and a vision in mind that you can contribute to and you can build. And I'm a firm believer that if you can put your heart and your mind to those things, then you can make anything happen. And that level of, maybe you call it foolishness, but I call it just a level of fearlessness, that's what kind of drives me. And Asians can be very much, I'll call it, criticized for taking the safe road, or maybe being too conservative when it comes to how they think about things. And I think when you live a life of fear, it prevents you from even taking a risk. And part of that might be just our parents saying, don't go outside or wear a hat when it's cold, or, don't go play baseball or football because you might get hurt, and maybe you should play piano or violin, and these type of little choices, right? And I think as a parent and as somebody who is also a leader in our communities and the businesses that I run, I'm always kind of pushing people to take risks and to be visionary about that. Because if you're gonna see a problem that's out there, it's your job to look at that problem and not just walk away from it, but to solve it.